Hello!
What's up, guys?
Hi! Thank you for tuning in. Welcome to our new project that we're launching.
Yep, Girls on Fire ATX.
Yeah! So this group is really for, honestly, anybody, but mostly what we're trying to do is directed to women in the service industry, because I know what it's like to be 28 and like in this industry for super long and then feel like you're competing with the younger 20-year-olds and all that stuff, and then feeling like, especially when you're dating or you're seeing all your other friends accomplish being married, having kids, all that stuff, going, hey, when are you gonna get a real job? Like, when are you gonna
the real job statement. I love that one. That one's my favorite.
I hate it.
But what we wanted to do today with the Instagram Live is kind of just introduce what it is that we're going to be doing. So, like I said, we're called Girls on Fire ATX. This is Esther, for everyone who doesn't know, and then I'm Samantha. You guys all know me. But we kind of just had like an epiphany, not too long ago, came together and we were like, let's do something that can change people's lives. I was in the gym on the treadmill. I called her and I was like, girl, I have this idea. Like, what do you think? Let's put this together. And then it's kind of just blossomed from there. So what it is that we're actually doing. So like she said, we kind of want to put together this like women empowerment thing. We want to help women in the service industry. We want to help women just in general in life. I know that I'm 31. I've been through things in life that people in their 20s haven't. And, I can give advice to someone to help them get through something. We all want someone who's older and wiser to help us out, and we can't all afford therapy or,
It's expensive.
go into all the expensive things, when in life it's about connecting with someone and having a safe space to be able to talk to somebody about something that's going on. So that's kind of what we're here to create for women.
Yeah, it's like I have friends that are married and like have kids and stuff, and I'll be like, hey, I'm dealing with XYZ, and they're like, okay, like
they can't connect.
Yeah, like I didn't grow up rich. I didn't grow up with people. I grew up with people that had money, right?
Yeah.
So I went to this school that had like everybody like lived in these big houses and all that stuff, and like I strive to be that way, and like I fit in very well that way, but I didn't have that. Like when they'd be like, oh, we're gonna have a sleepover, let's have it at your house, I'd be like, because I'm like, okay, I live in a townhome with a single dad, we don't even have a couch, we have 2 lazy boys, and like I know how critical they are and how they talked and all that stuff. And when I got into the service industry, it was kind of like, I know I'm kind of like,
no, it's okay. We're all live footage.
It was like one of those things where I feel like a lot of us we know what it's like to struggle. We know what it's like. I feel like a lot of us come from, I don't really want to say the word broken homes, but it's essentially what we
let's be real, it's 2020. I think the majority, if we were to look at statistics, could say that, a lot of people came from broken homes.
Higher mental health. We deal with higher stresses. I think I read something on the internet where it was like service industry people deal with higher stress levels than a person in surgery.
Yeah.
Like a doctor, like in surgery, like because.
Well, think about it. In the service industry, we are constantly dealing with unpredictable things, right? Every day is a day that we don't know what's going to happen. There could be a fight. We have no idea what could happen. At least in a surgery, a doctor goes in with a plan. They have an exact, idea of what they're doing. They go and they get it done and they leave. Like, obviously, someone's life is in their hand and their job is definitely more important than ours.
God forbid they fuck up.
But, the stress levels thing for sure. It takes a whole mental, emotional, and physical toll on you.
I don't think people get enough credit for being in the service industry, especially women. Mm-hmm. Because I know when I first started out, it was solely based off your looks. It was like, you're a cute girl, you can bartend, blah, blah,
it's
blah.
Still there. That's still there.
Yeah, it's still a thing. But then it's like, you get put in this group, and then it's like, okay, cool. And then you meet people that are in the same journey, like, my parents weren't rich. It's like, cool, my parents weren't either. And then it's like, I dealt with XYZ, and it's like, oh my God, so do I. You relate to these people, that you create this family environment.
Absolutely.
And then with that, it's like, you grow together, like, as a whole, but then I feel like being part of the service industry, especially in 2020, especially when COVID hit, I didn't realize how people would just quickly dispose of us. Like,
oh yeah, our
nobody gives a
industry,
shit about you.
our industry
yet,
is definitely disposable.
we deal with more sexual harassment on a daily basis, like an everyday thing.
Girl, if I could tell you the amount of times today at work, girl,
Believe it.
it's insane what these people think that they can just say and do, and it's just like, oh, it's cool because I work in a bar. It's like, no, it's
when
not.
you party.
Yeah.
Like,
no.
Like, hey, what are you doing after work? It's like, do you know my name?
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, okay, cool. So you expect me to get off work at 4 a.m., gross and sweaty, go hang out with you, who I've
never
barely
met in my entire life.
and you want to hang out. Bullshit. You trying to fuck.
Yeah.
And you think that I'm easy enough to fuck because my job isn't a real job or XYZ, and I hate that.
Well,
I fucking hate that.
It sucks because the real, let's go to the real job thing. You know, don't get me wrong. I'm in nursing school. I graduated esthetician school.
Super proud of you.
I'm doing things over here. However, I wouldn't be able to do those things without the service industry. I have an 8-year-old daughter. I wouldn't have been able to pay for anything that I had with her had I not had a bartending job. Like, being a single person income with a 2-person household is nearly impossible. It's nearly impossible. So not only that, but shout out to all of the single parents raising children, because I'm gonna tell you what, it is not easy, and you all know that.
Right.
But, you know, it takes a different kind of person to be able to do that.
Dude, it's super hard.
But, you know, I forgot what I was talking about.
No, but it's like
the point of my whole rant.
No, it's fine. Like, it affects our dating lives. It affects our personal lives. It affects everything. Like, do you know how many birthdays, weddings, like important events I miss because
somebody goes, "Are you gonna have it off on Halloween?" And I was like, "I haven't had a Halloween off in 10 years."
Yeah.
What is such Halloween?
What's trick or treating again? Like,
oh,
nobody knows. Like, we sacrifice a lot because it's a family, right? So it's something that we didn't essentially grow up with. And I feel like I can speak for a lot of people because I feel like a lot of us have this stigma that a lot of us are raging alcoholics, but that's because we do all these things for all these different people at all times. We people please all these people, and then when it comes down to like that alone time and we get to like actually like socialize
sit down and relax, we're doing what everyone else is coming to us to do.
We're venting about these things, and it's like when we use alcohol to project all these things, but it's like now that COVID happened, which God, to anybody that's had a really hard time with COVID, I'm super sorry, but like for me, it's been probably the best thing ever, because for me and I feel for a lot of people in the industry, it's been great too, because it was able to sit back and reflect, and it's like,
sorry, I'm just reading some of the stuff.
No, it's great. And if anybody wants us to talk on a topic, by all means.
TJ Woodward said so many stigmas. So many
TJ!
stigmas.
My dude, he was my quarantine friend. Dude,
Yeah.
I love him. It's one of those things where it's like, fuck, like it's just like, I love my job.
I do.
And I know you love your job.
I've been doing this for 13 years, guys. 13 years, and I've tried to leave and go get a real job. And you know, it's like, hey, do you want to work 40 hours a week, maybe more, for $356 a week? I'm sorry. I made that on Saturday, working 6 hours and not having to sit behind a desk. What? You know, and then you gotta show up at 8 o'clock in the morning, which means you gotta get up by 6, and you gotta be somewhere, you gotta make sure you leave your house by 7, you gotta sit in traffic for an hour, and I'm like, no, I can't. What? Do you want me to do that? I can't do it.
To do that. But it's just like, through the sweat and tears and like everything that I've invested. I've been in the service industry for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I've been in this for 10 years, and with COVID happening and everything, I feel like I've gained all this knowledge. Mind you, like, I bartended in Vegas. I tried to have a business. It failed terribly.
I mean,
but I have all this knowledge, and so do you. Like, right? And it's like,
why not put the knowledge together?
Right.
And share that with other people.
I love to make money.
Yes, who doesn't love to make money? I'm gonna need y'all to heart this, please, or whatever you can do to heart the money. People ask me all the time, they're like, oh, do you want to take off and go do something? I'm like, no, I love money. Like, what? I work doubles. I literally work 7 days a week. If I'm not at the bar, I'm at home doing my esthetician stuff. If I'm not doing my esthetician stuff, I'm doing my nursing school stuff. Like, busy. Stay on the grind. Miss you, Corey. I wish you were here.
Hi, honey. I hope you're doing good in Nashville. Wait,
Are you in Nashville
no,
still?
I think she's in
No,
Florida.
she's in Florida, I thought.
I thought she was in
I don't
Florida.
know.
Wherever you are, we love you.
Wherever you are, we love you.
It's just, for me, for COVID, with everything that's happening, it was able to take a step back and be like, okay, what is it that I
Yeah.
want to do? What is it that I want to do? And it's like, I cannot sit here and let all these experiences that have happened to me personally, and I'm sure for you too, just not go, like, unnoticed? I guess that's not the word I'm
I
looking
mean,
for.
it's not necessarily the word, but basically just be swept under the rug and not be used for any other purpose.
Mm-mm.
No,
I
absolutely
want
not.
to,
I think if anything, COVID really gave everyone an opportunity to sit down and really analyze yourself and your life and what it is that you want, and kind of gave you the opportunity to get off your ass and do something different with your life.
I started skating again.
I know. Skating,
I quit drinking for
Yeah.
a while.
what
I'm in
else?
better shape than
Yeah, I'm back on working out right,
Yeah.
eating right, having other activities that don't involve alcohol, because I feel like there are so many things, and it's hard because being in the service industry, like we said, it's like we get off work and we want to go have a drink. We want to go sit at a bar and have a drink, or we want to sit at home and have a drink. So it gets to the point where it's like, well, all we know how to do is that.
Right.
And it's like, well, there are other things out there that we can go do. And Austin especially, like, honestly, that's why I moved here. There were so many outdoor things to do that are free. That are fucking free.
Girl, I've
It's
been on the
insane.
paddleboard, and that's what everybody on Instagram is telling me, like, wow, Esther, like, do not ever get off the water. I'm like, no, that's where I meditate.
I mean, yeah.
I write my journal.
So it's like, you kind of had to learn to reinvent yourself and be something different other than a bartender, because, like I said, it's just one of those, it's a job that the government made very clear that they can just hold hostage from us.
We're disposable.
Yeah.
And for me, I think that is one of the things, especially as an independent woman, is the most, like, hard thing to swallow, because it's like, okay,
Yeah.
so I bust my ass off for 60 hours a week, and I'm disposable? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not worthy, I'm not doing anything?
I
Okay.
bet you are worthy, so don't ever.
So are you. But it's one of those things where it's like, with what we both, because if nobody has practiced the law of attraction or manifestation, I am here to tell you that
It works.
I literally was like, I was super depressed in the beginning of quarantine. And I was like super sad sauce. And I was like,
Super
and
sad
then anybody was
sauce.
like,
I
oh,
love
go
that.
outside and meditate. Go read a book, blah, blah. And I'm like,
Honestly, I'm gonna tell you what. Aside from you telling me all the manifestation stuff, TikTok's
TikTok's
of
been
all
the
the
best thing
things
ever.
It's like there's this girl. Her name is Queenie something, and
I love her.
I cannot get enough of her. She hypes you the fuck up, and you think that, like, obviously it's not directed specifically towards me, but she's directing it towards every female, and it makes you feel so good. It's like, you know what? You're right. I am gonna get out of bed. I'm gonna go look in the mirror, and I'm gonna be like, bitch, you are a hot ass piece of ass.
Yeah. So,
And you can do anything.
so beginning of September, I started like fucking following all this shit.
to say hi, Esther.
Oh, hey, hi, Tom.
Like Tom
So-
from Facebook? I'm confused.
No, Tom. I have a soft spot for you, Tom.
Okay.
But
We don't have time to talk about next time.
I cannot. So I'm trying to learn what I want to say, but no. So for the month of September, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try to be sober for 30 days. Now Labor Day happened. I got a little tipsy.
You know.
Maybe took some Molly and
I think
shrooms
it's
because
maybe the...
we all party, and I don't want to hear anybody that's like, I'm praying, I don't really give a shit. But I had a lot of fun,
Yeah.
but I still stuck it out. And within those 30 days, I started saying these affirmations I thought were bullshit that are like, I'm beautiful, I'm confident, I am on the same vibration as abundance and wealth and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I kind of giggled a little, and I was like, oh my God, this is so silly. I started going outside, I started reading all this stuff. And
No, not to interrupt you, but real quick, guys, I want you to know that when Esther and I started hanging out again recently, she told me to say these same affirmations to myself. Now, her reaction was she giggled and she laughed, right? Mine was I got goosebumps and cried. So just know that there are different reactions that you can have to the way that you handle these manifestations, and that it is at the same time of me saying it, it was like funny, like I felt stupid saying this shit to myself in the mirror, but at the same time saying it overwhelmed me with emotion because there are things that I still struggle with today, that trying to tell myself that I am worthy and I am enough and I am all these things. So, but back to Esther.
No, it's seriously like, I thought it was bullshit. I was like, whatever, like I don't reading, meditating, all these memes that you see on Instagram, all these memes that are stories you see on Facebook, all that stuff. So I did it because for 21 days, if you literally do it every day for 21 days, it becomes a habit. And when it becomes a habit, you're literally rewiring your brain to believe these things. So when I did it for a whole month, mind you, I was also drinking a gallon of water, which, ladies, if you've never done the gallon challenge,
you need to be on.
Bitch,
it shouldn't even
cheaper than Botox.
It shouldn't even be a challenge. If you guys are not drinking a gallon of water a day, you are doing yourself and your body and your mind and your heart a disservice because it changes the game.
Oh my god, I never drank water ever. I was the shittiest drinker.
You're complaining about your skin breaking out from the mask. You're probably not drinking enough water.
You sad? You have anxiety? Drink water. Can't sleep? Drink water. I'm telling you, I thought all this shit was bullshit. I was like, whatever, because I was super depressy sauce. I had bad anxiety, and I would literally blame everybody else, but instead taking accountability. Within those 30 days, I have never been more motivated to make money. I've never been happier. Like, I have no more anxiety.
Yeah.
I'm not even on medication anymore. Like, I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, so
I was like, so these people.
On the whole medication, like it's like people talk about having like brain fog, right? Is that you wake up and you feel like cloudy, you don't know what you want to do with yourself, and it's like when you drink water, it almost kind of like clears all that away, and it gives you like this natural energy. You know, the same with going to the gym and working out. That your body releases natural endorphins that like genuinely make you feel good. Maybe not so much happy, because I can tell you plenty of times I've been in the gym and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I hate this. Like, I don't want to be here. But I have never left the gym not feeling good. Never, whether I show up for 15 minutes or I'm there for 2 hours. I have never left the gym not feeling like excited, motivated, like ready to do something. I mean, the whole idea of what we're doing right now came from me being on the freaking treadmill. Like, I was literally on the treadmill. I called her and I couldn't. I'm like, she's like, where are you at right now?
She's really going hard on me. She's like, I think this is a really good idea. I was like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm on the treadmill and I feel like I have to call you right now.
I need to get this out.
I'm not gonna do it.
Because I didn't want to forget either. Like I had my brain was just overwhelmed with all these ideas like rushing in at once, and I was like, I couldn't put them on paper because I didn't have pen and paper. I didn't want to have to text it because it would have been way too much to text. I'm like, I'm just gonna call her.
Yeah.
Screw it.
And it's perfect timing because I was trying to launch an event in January. I was trying to basically throw this Botox party for women in the service industry because, you know, we're brocos and, you know, we still want to look hot. So it's like one of those.
Preventative. It's not about being broke. Okay,
Botox is
preventative.
It's like $10 a unit, which we can get for $8.
Well, no, I was gonna say there's some places that do really good deals. You just gotta find them.
Like, it was just more of just to feel good, like get your nails done, get your
a self-care day,
blowout. My lashes.
Speaking of which,
she
lashes.
does my lashes.
Call me.
Get better. They're like, who does your lashes? I was like, Sam. And it's just like, I just feel like I've had a lot of experiences, and I know a lot of the people that we've talked about or have talked with also have that same like understanding. So instead of just throwing this party, we're trying to launch this group.
We've turned this party into
an empowerment group.
Yeah, an empowerment event.
Yeah, like
something.
Just because you hit a certain age, or just because somebody tells you something, I don't really give a fuck anymore. Like, it's just like,
I've met
if you're
21,
a hustler, you need to meet other hustlers that are on the same wavelength. Like, wavelength. Like, I'm just Like, I'm all about girl power. I'm all
Yeah.
about female empowerment. I'm all about
That's something that
trying
we
to help
need.
one another.
We need more of. Is, you know, I want to know. Like, I am the first girl to walk up to another female out in public and be like, "You are freaking stunning. You are beautiful. I hope that you know you." I literally, the words that come out of my mouth are usually like, "I hope you know how beautiful you are, and I hope that you have someone that tells you that every day."
Yeah.
Like, tell me that doesn't send a vibe to you. Like, and I touch them because that's important too. But it's like, because
girls.
I know we need that. Like, there is not a person in this world that you can look me in my face and tell me that you don't need verbal affirmation and what's the word I'm looking for? Validation. Oh, that's the word. If you can't. Everyone needs that. Everyone craves it. So imagine being able to get that from women, especially because with Instagram and TikTok and Facetune and all these surgeries, it's nearly impossible to look at a picture of a woman and wonder if it's real or not because it's altered, and then not feel bad about yourself because I do it. I look at these pictures of these women and I'm like, I want to look like that. But the reality of it is
they don't look like that.
They don't look like that, and I physically could never look like that unless I paid $10,000, $15,000, $25,000 to go have
yourself.
Yeah, well, you know, to go have fat transferred or placed or whatever, you know, to look not real.
No.
You know, the reality of it is we have rolls. I have rolls. I have stretch marks from having a kid. I have a diastasis recti that I can't have fixed unless I have surgery, so my stomach will never look like washboard abs, and that's just something that I have to live with. But I'm okay with that.
I love
you know? But I think that it's important. The main thing that we wanted to get out of this is for women to come together and not only make new friends, but feel comfortable, feel confident, network. If you need help with finances, if you need help with ex-boyfriend problems or ex-girlfriend problems, or
I used to be a dating coach for 4 years.
You know, any kind of mental health, like, you know, just anything. This is a safe space that we are creating for you to come and be a part of something to feel like a family. Because, like Esther talked about, the service industry being a family thing, I moved here 3 years ago. I did not know. I knew one person. And funny story is she doesn't drink. She never has. She doesn't go to bars. She doesn't party. That's just not what she does. So I went and I got myself a job and I made friends. And literally all of the friends that I have now are from working in the service industry. Without the service industry, I wouldn't have Esther. I wouldn't be doing this because I wouldn't have made friends with her. You know, so like the service industry definitely brought great people into my life, and I want to share all of these things with everyone.
I think so. With every experience that I've been through, like, I've dealt with sexual harassment, I've dealt with discrimination against bosses, men and women. I've dealt with, like, my intelligence being, like, questioned and all these different things, and it's like, I'm more than that. Like, I am smart, I am confident, like, I know all these things, but somewhere down the line I lost faith in that, and with COVID I regained that. And with that, like, I also saw a lot of my peers also lose sight of that, but they haven't regained any of that. And I think that's like the beautiful part about her and I was like, okay, have you practiced manifestation? Have you practiced law of attraction? She's like, yes.
What was it that we did when you talked to me about this?
Well, I started a girl group. It was me, you, Victoria, and Jen. Yeah, so we would check on each other every time.
No, when you were house sitting, or dog sitting for that couple, and I came over, what were we going to do? Paddleboarding. We were going paddleboarding.
Yes, you were going to do my lash extensions, but I didn't have enough money to do so. So I was like, hey, I know I was going to pay for an hour of your time. How about we go paddleboarding? Let's go paddleboarding. And let me make it worth the time. And then we started talking, and we hadn't really.
What's up, Cody?
What up? We hadn't really talked a whole lot in between them because I didn't talk to you, I think, for about over a year. And then you were like, I was like, look, like, this is what I've been practicing. You're like, I really want to do that. And I was been talking. Let me help you. If none of you guys know anything about law of attraction or manifestation,
Look it up.
It's a game changer.
Look
Whatever
it
you
up.
put out there,
Yeah.
you receive back. And
That's been my biggest flex of the end of 2020. Say what you want.
Yes.
Speak it into existence as if it already exists. And I promise you, goosebumps, dude, right now. You can't see it, but I can see it. You need to manifest what you want in life.
Yes. And I'm going to tell you guys this real quick.
TJ said that's how I got my girlfriend.
Oh yeah, dude, and she's hot as fuck.
I mean, it exists. It works for relationships too. If there is someone out there that you want and you feel in your core that they are for you, manifest that shit. You don't know what they're going through in their life. Maybe they need a little bit of guidance from you. I mean, who knows?
Perfect fucking example is I literally quit bartending a month ago, 2 months ago. And I was like, I started working for this IT job and I was like, look, I quit bartending. Like, I don't want to do it. I want weekends off. Like, I have this structure. I like this 9 to 5 vibe, whatever. I had a guy named Jared. Jared, who's the GM of Star Bar.
I love Jared. He's like one of my really good guy friends. I love him.
So, he was like, I was like, look, if I'm going to get back into bartending, I want to be a manager. He was like, is that really what you want? And I was like, yeah. Like, I'm not going to settle for anything less. I am putting it out there that I want to be a manager.
Not that you want to be. You are manager material.
Exactly. I've been in this industry for 10 fucking years. So I put it out there. He was like, come work at Star Bar. And I will help you find a spot. Like, Star Bar is owned by FBR. Like, we got you, blah, blah. I was like, all right, cool. Mm-hmm. But do not put me in this setting where you're going to tell me that I'm going to get management, but then keep me afloat, which I've had multiple people do before.
Oh, yeah, because we're women and we're clearly not capable of being managers, by the way.
So, what has happened was I've worked my ass off. I have filled in for them at Staggeredly, Star Bar, blah, blah, blah. And what it turns out is I'm like, hey, and I've told everybody that I've met, I'm like, look, I want to be a manager, blah, blah, blah. And I put it out there. Everybody fucking knows. Guess what the fuck happened? I had him. I had this guy, Wade, that I barely know, who happened to be the old GM of Star Bar.
Yeah, Wade is
I had
awesome
Evan from Gibson. Mm-hmm. I had my old boss, Mike Eisenhower, all write me a letter of recommendations to FBR going, she is manager material, blah, blah, blah. Now, guess what? I am now the AGM of Mean Eyed Cat. I fucking put it out there. Yes, I fucking put it out there. And guess what? I have now received it back. And I think it is the most, like, I manifested that shit. I manifested it because I was like, look, I know my worth. Like, I know what I'm going to do.
But it also
come back to me and I'm happy.
And it also comes down to this, too. So I'm not going to tell you that it's not work. It comes down to accountability. It comes down to accountability, too. You need to hold yourself accountable. If that's not the number one thing that I can stress with anything that we're going to talk about in the future tonight, you know, we're going to be doing this at weekly. But it's holding yourself accountable, because I can sit here and tell you what to do, but if you don't do it, it's not going to happen.
Right.
And I can only hold your hand to a certain extent, but at the end of the day, y'all are all grown-ass people, and I'm not your mom.
Right.
So hold yourself accountable. It's got to be something that you got to want to do, because if you don't, then nothing will change. And we're here to help uplift. We're here for positive vibes and energy, and if you don't bring that to the table, I'm so sorry, but come back and knock on the door when you've got it, because if you don't have it, I don't want it. Stay away.
So this whole podcast is more of free content for you guys to get an insight of what dating life is like in the service industry, what sexual harassment is for us on a daily basis, bad manners. Like, I'm going to be telling stories, and I'm going to be name dropping. I really don't give a fuck, because at the end of the day, it's still my side, and if you don't like it, sucks to suck. I'm going to talk about friendships, like,
and I want
everything.
And I want to know, you guys to know too, that it is going to be mainly service industry, but it's also going to be just in general. So you don't have to work in the service industry. You don't ever or now or whatever. You know, it's going to be, I'm sorry guys, I love you too, but it is going to be mainly for women, because obviously, like, we can relate to women more. I am definitely open to men that want to be involved in it, but you know, so, you know, at the end of the day, we are here for the women. So I think that it's important that we kind of just keep you guys knowing that.
Yes. So we're trying to launch an event in January, which we will be giving the details in November.
Yep.
And it's just like, it's gonna be raw. It's gonna be like just authentic. Like, I'm just not gonna be like, oh my god, like you can do it. It's gonna be like put the fucking work into it, and you will, like, if you manifest it, it will come back to you.
Absolutely.
If you have a positive attitude, it'll come back to you. Like, just because you're in the service industry and just because you've hit a certain age doesn't mean you're disposable. Doesn't mean you're not worthy. Doesn't mean all this stuff. It means that you're just a human being, and you deserve to be treated like a human being, and you deserve to have the resources that you need to be part of this. And like,
it's something. Yeah, no, for sure. I'm probably the most open-minded person that most people. I really am a very open-minded person. I'm very empathetic. I'm really good at seeing the sides to everything and trying to understand why people make decisions and do things and what's going through their mind. So I feel like I can bring a lot to help other women understand that, because it is, in any aspect of life and what the things that we go through, it's trying to understand why it happened to us, right? Why did he cheat on us? Why did he lie to us? Why is this happening to us at our job? Why are these things happening to us in our life? So we always want to know the why. And something I had to learn a long time ago was being okay with not knowing the why, because there are going to be some things that we're not ever going to be able to know. But there's always a way to understand something, and there's always someone that you can talk to, and we want you guys to know that's going to be us. Like she said, we're going to be hosting this event in January. We're going to drop all the more info. Wow. All of the info. Words are hard, guys. We've worked all weekend.
We're still I'm in my freaking uniform.
I was able to come home and rinse off real quick before we did this.
I stink.
No, you don't.
No, girl, I stink.
But
I sweated. I had swamp
I sweated. I sweat multiple times. No. But we are going to do this Instagram Lives podcasting weekly. So our plan is to do it every Thursday. We will drop a time so that you guys can tune in, and hopefully it will be something that you guys will be able to actually get onto with us in the future. I know this was kind of last minute and super late, but we wanted to show up for you guys.
Okay.
We're holding ourselves accountable. We said we were going to do it. We're here. We're doing it. Trust me, I'm exhausted. I've had like 6 hours in the past 3 days of sleep. So like the things that we were going to go over, and talk about on each podcast will be different. So if there is something that you specifically want us to go over or talk about, please feel free to reach out to Esther or myself. Text us, send us a DM or a message, or however you.
There won't be a topic that won't go unbothered. Like,
no, not at all. I don't care what it is.
Credit building. I want to talk about investing. I want to talk about
self-growth, networking, mental health.
Mental health is a huge one.
Fucking love.
And self-care. God damn it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't care if it's something, I can't even think of something, I'm trying to think of something off the wall. That I just want you to know that it's not, there's nothing crazy. There's no stupid questions. Remember when your teacher told you that? There's genuinely no stupid questions. There isn't. There's no stupid questions.
I just want to help people out, because I feel like with everything that I've been through and everything that you've been through, like, I just feel like a mentor.
It really comes down to,
But since I've started this journey, I've had a lot of people in the service industry being like, what's different? Like, what did you do? And I would tell them, and
the vibe, I'm getting goosebumps listening to you talk about this.
Yeah, people would be like, you look so different, you look so good, and it feels good, right? And it's like, it all started by starting these stupid, silly affirmations that I thought were super silly, and they turn into something super powerful.
Yeah.
And I can sit here and tell you guys, I love myself. That is something I couldn't tell myself for the first 20 years of my life.
Yeah.
I'm now 28, and I'm happy.
And I can guarantee you that most of the people that have walked onto this, however you check into this little IG live thing, can probably, if they were being 100% honest with themselves, they probably couldn't tell themselves that. And mean it and feel it, and that's okay. Just know that it's okay, but it's not okay because you should love yourself. And I think when you start loving, I think that's where it starts, actually. I think this journey starts with loving yourself.
Yeah, all those self-improvement memes that you see on Instagram. It's like, if you love yourself, all the stuff that you kind of just read and maybe like resonate for like maybe a minute of your time.
Yeah, and then like
They're
roll your
all
eyes and swipe
fucking
through.
True. Yeah, it's all fucking true.
Yeah.
And it's fucking mind-blowing because I would do the same thing. I'd be like, yeah, okay, whatever. Like, I'm so sad. Like, I had a Tumblr, right, that nobody would have access to.
What's Tumblr?
Tumblr is like an online blog. It's like an online blog. It was cool back then.
Am I for asking that
you
question?
Old bitch. But I would write all my deepest, darkest secrets on there. And half of it was just straight up, like, suicidal thoughts. I was like, I'm not pretty enough to be with this guy. Like, he doesn't like me. Like, all my relationships in the past have failed. And I would victim blame and be like, they're dumb. They didn't love me. I did everything for them. But now that I've reflected and everything, I'm like, ooh, I was the problem.
It was me.
I was the toxic one because I didn't love myself. I didn't set boundaries. I didn't do all this. I let them walk all over me.
Do you know that most relationships that people get into that fail, they should have left that. They should have never started dating in the first place because they ignored the red flags. They didn't set boundaries, and they didn't stand up for themselves. And they didn't stand up for themselves and actually follow through with like setting those boundaries. And I'm 100% can tell you that most of the relationships I've been in, I should have never been in those relationships because had I not ignored all the red flags in the beginning, we would have never dated. And I look back now and I'm able to see that and I'm able to be like, wow, Sam, you're a fucking idiot. But it also taught me so much as to why we're sitting here.
I failed an important relationship in my life. It was hands down probably the best relationship I've ever had. I failed it because I didn't understand my mental health. I had a manic episode and I didn't know what to do that I ended up cheating on him. And I, to this day, still regret it. Like, I will never do it again. But in return, I ended up letting these guys, afterwards with him, cheat on me because I thought that's what I deserved. Because I thought I was like, wow, I'm a shitty person. Because I didn't love myself. I didn't.
And that's
like,
crazy that you thought that because
I was like, fuck, like I fucked it up with him and like I'm never gonna get that. And then I would let these guys that would kind of give me that same vibes that we had, and then they would treat me like absolute shit. And then I was like, blah 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 blah, which like now I'm like. I'm in a relationship with myself, so no, you can't take me on a date. Like,
no, you cannot. No,
like
honestly,
journey.
That's for sure been my biggest thing. To no offense, dudes, but you know, being single now.
I'm single till 20.
I'm
21.
single until I'm freaking graduated nursing school, so don't even try because
I'm not a doctor. Did you know she's gonna be a doctor?
It's gonna be Dr. McAllister soon in the next like 5 years. So like,
And I'm super proud of you. Like. It's just one of those things. And we're going to talk about all of these things. And I just hope that you guys tune in. And if you guys have any feedback, just fucking tell us. Like, I don't really give a shit.
I know. I mean, if you can hear us clearly, that's going to be the first step of this entire thing. Can you hear us? Are you having to struggle to understand the words that are coming out of our mouths?
And if you say something that's very Karen-like, I'm not going to hear it. I'm going to ignore you.
Yeah, I mean, we are not here for judgment. I'm not here for you to be rude or mean. Best believe I am not the one. And I will block you. So it's just really that simple. We don't need no internet bullies. So if you have nothing nice to say, the golden rule, don't say nothing at all. Treat others the way you want to be treated.
Hair flip! This is just to empower one another. And if any of you guys ever need any advice or anything like that about how to approach women, I will obviously give you guys advice. We're probably going to start a YouTube channel.
Approach women?
Yes. Because some of these guys don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Oh, okay. That was directed towards the men. Got it. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, some of y'all need some teaching, but I mean, that's a whole different conversation.
I'm a certified dating coach. And I can't tell you how many times I've given free advice to my guy friends and they don't fucking take it. And then they're like, what happened? I'm like, bitch, I'm going to start charging you. Listen to me.
I had to tell a girl tonight because she's going through something with this guy that she likes. And they've not been dating very long, but like, I was like, girl, sometimes men are really oblivious to like the things that we think that they should know. And they just don't know. Like genuinely, they just don't know. And it's like kind of mind blowing, but at the same time, it's like, honey, just tell him how you feel. Let him know what he did wrong. And you can most likely sell things.
Yes. So
that's our timer.
Yep, that is it.
That's
Okay.
that telling
We're gonna
us.
be launching an event in November. We're gonna be going through all these topics.
We're gonna launch the details of the event in November. The event will be in January. We will have topics every week that we will talk about on these podcasts. If you have any kind of advice or anything that you want to talk about specifically, reach out to us. Other than that,
we're gonna wrap it up because I'm hungry. I'm about to eat some pizza.
I know, I made pizza.
I know.
And I also have homework to do.
Yeah, I also have to go home and sleep because I gotta go officially sign my paperwork tomorrow to be AGM of Me United Cat. And you know, obviously we're in Austin, Texas, and if you guys ever want to come to our bar and talk more about us with this thing, like event that we're trying to throw, by all means feel free. But
in the meantime, we really appreciate everyone that came on.
Support us, hoes.
Yeah. Give her a follow. I will tag her when I repost this video.
If you don't, you're a hoe.
We will be making social media platforms for Girls on Fire ATX, so stay tuned for that, and please again support, love, share, tell your friends, tell your mama.
Hey, Taylor, you won't, pussy? He said he's gonna grow his hair out and wear a dress and come to our event in January.
I'm gonna hold you to that, bro. I don't even know who you are.
You won't, pussy?
But I'm gonna hold you to that. All right. Well, we love you all. Guess what?
Thank
you
you
are
for
worthy,
tuning in.
you are strong, and you are beautiful.
Yeah, I will. I believe it.
Okay, bye.
You're the best.
How do I turn this thing off?
Click the X button. Yes, end the video.